Hi. So the communication tool that I wanted to talk about today is ASL, also known as American Sign Language. And sign language is something that has been used for quite some time for people who are deaf as a language tool for them. And I think it's been used pretty frequently, at least in the past 10 or 15 years, for those with autism. Probably can even date it back further than that. And the reason that it has been used quite frequently for those with autism is in particular with those who are non-vocal or nonverbal. And the nice thing about it, and some of the benefits, are that it is a full language tool. So they can start out by learning how to request items and go from that to even labeling things and then talking about their emotions, their feelings. It can be anything from them being able to communicate in sentences to even full conversations, intraverbal conversations. So I think that that is probably a big reason why it's used. Also, it's very convenient. It is probably the most well-known communication system out there. So, if they ever need to talk to someone who doesn't know ASL, they can always get an interpreter, and those are pretty readily available. Beyond that, it is something that their families can learn alongside with them. So it is very easy to learn, and there are even classes on it, or even people that go to school for multiple years to be fluent in sign language. So it is something definitely that their family could learn at the same pace as them and be able to communicate with them, as well as friends and other people in the community. So how I've seen it done before in regards to therapy and teaching them sign language is you start out by using their most preferred items. So say a client really loves pretzels. You can start out by showing them the sign for pretzels, like pretzel, and then helping them to form that sign and make the motion before gaining the item. And then from there, they can, once they have that down more thoroughly and they're learning more of those signs for items, you can go into sentences. So instead of just saying pretzel and gaining an item, they can say, I want pretzel. Then from there, they can go on to label items such as mom and dad, people, obviously. And then even from there, go into talking about like, hey, I'm sad, or I need to go to the bathroom, or anything like that, and have full conversations with their peers, family members, things like that. So it is a full language tool, and I think that's a big benefit. Not only that, but it is something that can be useful really for the rest of our life, and it is very common, which is also helpful. And then I think beyond that, it is very accessible, and it really costs no money except for teaching them how to learn it. So those are just some thoughts and ideas on the communication system of sign language. It's definitely the one I've seen the most widely used before, and I've seen students or clients really open up once they're able to gain access and understand those signs and that they can communicate using sign language. So obviously if they go to a different part of the country or to another country, the dialect is going to be a little bit different. So some of those signs may be a little bit different, but it's kind of like if you're communicating in American English and you go to England and you communicate over there, they should be able to distinguish between the two, even in those situations. So that's all I have to say on sign language. Thanks so much.